You're watching the South Texas News Leader. This is 3 News at 10.
Getting kids back to the classroom, how administrators and other volunteers were doing just that through a program called Operation KIII. Plus, a water boil remains in effect for certain areas of town, how that is affecting water for the rest of the city. And later, the fight against pediatric cancer had people lacing up their jogging shoes. We'll show you. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bill Churchwell. Thanks for staying up late with us. At the top tonight, a big effort is underway to keep Coastal Bend students in school. This morning, educators and volunteers went door to door to try and convince those students who have not been going to school to come back. Our Brianna Whitney has the story on a program called Operation KIII.
They just need a little help for us to tell them they're important.
With most students back to school for the year, Operation KIII wants to make sure most turns into all.
Some kids move out of the city, out of the state, to different school districts.
Operation KIII stands for Keeping Every Youth in School. And this Wednesday they had volunteers in CCPD making calls.
Good morning, my name is Denny Asprey.
To families whose students weren't at school or weren't enrolled like they should be. And today was part 2 of that effort.
Any student we cannot reach through the phone bank or is not enrolled by the end of the week, then we will visit their homes on Saturday.
High school students, parents, and cheerleaders teamed up from Moody, Miller, King, and Veterans Memorial to go door to door with volunteer groups and try to make contact with those kids and their parents to get them in school. And before they hit the road, it was all smiles and support for Coastal Bend schools and their proud students.
Make sure every student knows that they have the right to go to school and that we want them to finish.
Brianna Whitney, 3 News.
City officials say tonight that the increased levels of chlorine have now reached the entire city as the water boil advisories continue for certain areas of town. The city's water department says they will continue flushing and monitoring the system, but city crews anticipate the change in chlorine to remain in effect for 30 to 60 days. They say it is safe, but you will notice a strong chlorine taste or smell. Here are a few things they say you can do to limit that. Shake or stir the water in a container, refrigerate the water, and let faucets run 3 to 5 seconds before use. For more information on the water boil advisories, head over to our website, KIIITV.com. The driver of an 18-wheeler is recovering tonight after his big rig somehow left the roadway and got stuck in a muddy ditch. This is video sent to 3 News. The accident happened just before 9 this morning on FM 70, just east of County Road 71. According to DPS troopers, the 18-wheeler veered off the road and almost overturned in the ditch. An ambulance was called out to the scene, and investigators say the driver was taken to the hospital. They say it did take some time to get the tractor trailer out of the ditch. Police had to reroute traffic for a short time. Now to a disturbing video that is serving as a stern reminder to watch out for others on the roadway, especially those on bicycles. We want to warn you before we show it, it could be very upsetting. And it shows a teen riding his bike on a crosswalk when he is hit by a truck. Here is the video now. This taking place at the intersection of Staples and Everhart sometime Thursday afternoon. It was sent to us by a viewer. They show a rider of a bike, a 19-year-old man on the far left corner riding through the street when he is struck by a truck turning onto Everhart. The victim was taken to Bay Area Hospital with serious injuries. The driver of that truck was given a ticket for not yielding the right-of-way. A patriotic ceremony was held in Aransas Pass today to remember those who serve our country as well as those who perished in the September 11th attacks. The ceremony was held at the AP Moose Family Center this afternoon, and many first responders, firefighters, law enforcement, and military personnel were in attendance to show their support. Active members of the military took part in a march in front of local leaders and community members, and those watching the ceremony say it's important to remember what happened 14 years ago.
not only had our military kept us safe abroad, but our first responders keep us safe here in our home. And they sometimes don't get the recognition they need. And we're talking police, EMT, firefighters. Without them, we could be in very big peril.
And 2 junior ROTC students also won valedictorian and salutatorian awards at the ceremony. Hundreds of people laced up their shoes this morning to raise money for pediatric cancer research. And they're off. The second annual James Reagan Giddy Up race got underway this morning at Cole Park. There was a kids run, a 5K, and even a 10K. It was put on by the Triumph Over Kid Cancer Foundation in memory of 20-year-old James Reagan, who passed away from bone cancer in early 2014. He created the foundation along with his sister so that other children and families don't have to go through their cancer fight alone.
To get people of all ages involved, really from all over the city, and it's really been a rewarding experience. And to see people come out here, come together, run, have a good time, whether they run or walk, and just to learn more about pediatric cancer.
A portion of the funds will go to MD Anderson Children's Hospital as well as Driscoll Children's Hospital right here in the Coastal Bend. And another group hit the pavement today for a walk to end Alzheimer's disease. Many people wore the color purple and carried flowers to spread awareness during the 3rd annual walk. It kicked off over at Heritage Park. Currently, there is not a cure for the disease.
For me, this event is so personal. I lost my grandma to Alzheimer's more than 10 years ago. And here in South Texas, where I grew up, we did not have a lot of awareness and very little education. We were practically in our own. So now I'm in a position where we could change this, provide education.